Hello to my Aquas. Hello to my Aquarius. All right, Aquarius. All right, Aquarius. The moon. I want you all to start taking notes. Really start taking notes. Because a lot of times people will listen to tarot and all they want to know is what's gonna happen, what's gonna happen. Am my ex coming back? Am I gonna find new love? It's a lot of things that's going on right now. We are in the year 9. Year 8 is a karmic number. It's also the number for purging everything unhealthy and wounding. It's a very serious number. 8 is a karmic number. That is why you're seeing so much. That's why you're starting to, and this is the year of rebirth, right? This is the year of the snake, year of rebirth. That's why you're starting to really notice so much craziness going on. I got a really crazy story of something that happened to me this weekend. Listen, y'all. Somebody better wake up. And I'm trying to tell you all. So I'm trying to help somebody. So sometimes you see when I read some of the comments under the videos, I'm like, maybe they don't want to know some of these things. Maybe they just want to hear the sensational, I don't know what y'all want to hear, but I'm trying to tell y'all, trying to help you, trying to help. So I'm trying to deliver the good and everything in between. I'm just trying to tell you, trying to channel the messages to you all. But listen, learn these moon phases. You never know what kind of mood and feelings people are in and what they're out here doing, okay? You also want to alert your loved ones. Let your loved ones know what's going on out here. It's not just you, your friends, your loved ones, whoever loved ones are, right? So let's get into your reading. We had a full pink moon in let me start out with some dates because all of these readings are timeless. Okay, let's start out with some dates first and foremost. So let's make sure we add structure to this, right? Let's add structure to this because I'm going to go back to just filming 3 days a week. I for a while I took it to 4 days because people were asking for more readings. But I'm going to scale back to 3 days. We'll go back to 3 days a week. So just FYI, and I'm going to announce it for a little while, just until people get back into the rhythm of 3 days a week, just so you all are aware. So this reading is going to be for the 23rd through the 30th of April, okay? So, but all of these readings are timeless, right? So, all of these readings are timeless. The moon is currently in a waning crescent moon in Pisces, right? So when the moon is in Pisces, since Pisces rules 12th house, it's a house of spirituality, addictions, psychic abilities, healing, solitude, endings, world service, secrets, emotions. So it can be quite overwhelming for a lot of people emotionally because they're trying to decide what's real and what's fake, right? And Pisces is a water sign, so water is reflective. So that means a lot of people taking pictures. That's modern day. A lot of people taking pictures, film, those kind of things. And people don't know what's real and what's fake, right? So I'm going to tell you all a story of something that happened with me this weekend. We know that this weekend a lot of people will celebrate Resurrection Sunday, Easter, whole 9 yards, right? Share something with you all and how people can see something and they cannot know whether something was real or fake. And also let's tie this in with 7th house because Libra, which is the Justice card, rules 7th house, right? Also Pisces is ruled by Jupiter and it's also ruled by Neptune. Neptune is the planet of illusions, confusions, delusions, right? So you don't know what's real or fake. And it's also when you see that moon card where that person is like sinking to a point of overwhelm. Some people are so overwhelmed by something that they may see on video or film of you that it drives them to drinking or drugs and just overwhelm. Okay, keep that in mind when you listen to your readings. I'm trying to teach you all something in these readings, but like again, some people are like, I'm so confused by your readings. I don't know what you're saying. I'm trying to teach you all some stuff. Some people are just I'm reading, this is tarot. This is tarot. A lot of people channel messages a lot of different ways. A lot of readers have a lot of different gifts. A lot of you all have a lot of different psychic gifts. So I'm trying to help you all with something. So let's get into it. I already prayed over your cards. Already cleared the space. Cleared the space. Already cleared the space. I'm going to give you all some questions for this moon, this waning crescent moon in Pisces. All right. I want you all to write down this movie with starring Paula Patton. It's called Traffic. It's not that old. It's called Traffic, but it's with the actress Paula Patton. I need y'all to write the name of that movie down, and how easy people can get kidnapped and be trafficked. Just how easy people can be kidnapped and trafficked. Again, this reading is for the 23rd of April through the 30th of April. I love and accept myself. I love and accept myself, right? So there are people who are the opposite of that, hate and don't accept themselves, right? I'm telling you, put that energy out into the universe. Love and accept yourselves, Aquarius. Love and accept yourselves. Love and accept yourselves. So remember, Libra is the justice card, right? This is about healthy work-life balance, and this is about protecting your peace. Not being indecisive for a split second about protecting your peace in your personal or your professional life. And that is with anybody, any people, places, or things. Protect your peace at all costs, and teach your loved ones to protect their peace at all costs. Sons, daughters, mom, dad, sisters, brothers, whomever. We are not each other's gods. If people want to stay in places where their peace is constantly being disrupted, no judgment, but you're going to have to close out cycles. You're going to have to close out cycles, because those are choices. Those are choices. Some of you all have gone through enough dark night of the souls to know that you can no longer afford to disrupt your peace. You can no longer afford to do it. So I love and accept myself. This is where you are. All right. All right. So you all are air signs, Aquarius. Air signs is heart chakra, right? Heart chakra. Heart chakra, the basic need for heart chakra is to love and to be loved. To love and to be loved. Love and to be loved. Love and to be loved, right? To love and to be loved. And sometimes when you're by yourself, remember Libra is a relationship sign. It's ruled by Venus, the goddess of love, pleasure, art, music, aesthetics. But the dark side of Venus is that it can be vain, vengeful, and green with envy. So I want you all to go back to every single past relationship that you all were in, where something happened where you were overwhelmed. Maybe had to go to court for something, and someone talked you out of maybe testifying or something. Maybe a domestic violence counselor, maybe talked you out and talked to men and women. They were part of a coven. Let me help somebody here. So here's some questions for you all that you all can write down. What am I being called to release and surrender now? What truth is trying to surface from my subconscious? Where do I need to forgive or closure in my life? How can I best nurture my intuition and spiritual gifts at this time? What dreams or messages are coming through that need my attention? Some of you all are going all the way back in your mind, because after the moon moves from Pisces, it's going to move into Aries. Aries is ruled by the Tower card. So that is a total recall of every single time you all were overwhelmed in romantic relationships, or just relationships in general with people. Just remembering your relationships and other people's relationships. Because remember, 7th house rules marriage, relationships, partnerships, business contracts, inner desires, and also enemies. You're going to start remembering when you were with people and apart from each other, what pact people are running with from your past. You're going to start remembering some things, Aquarius. That's going to help give you some closure to this cycle. That's going to let you know that you really love and accept yourselves unapologetically. You're not judging anybody, but you love and accept yourself. That's going to help you to close out some cycles in love. Right? 10 of Cups. That's inner happiness right there. 10 of Cups. That's inner happiness. Because what I'm seeing right here is some of you all have, and again, court, right? Spiritual court as well as physical 3D court. Some of you all have been right there, proof in hand, sitting outside of a courtroom, and I'm talking about law enforcement right there with proof. Like all you was star witness for stuff, because you were the star witness for the state, meaning that the state had evidence, physical evidence, and somebody came up to you and talked you out of testifying. Coven, okay? Source is saying to you, there's some energies who are still connecting with some energies right now to this day, still saying that you are lying about some things, Aquarius. See, you right the end, and they are still a part of a team, still gathering together, right? Still having reunions, getting together. That's why you have to love yourself enough to say, that's not a part of your group. That is not a part of your group. That is a part of, when we talk about wolf energy, you gotta remember, let me take it all the way back to January when we had a full moon in Cancer, right? Cancer is the mother and money sign of the zodiac, right? So when we think about mother, I'm not talking necessarily your mother, right? We talk about nurturing, right? Nurturing. It's a water sign, right? So not necessarily your mother. You could have a great relationship with your mom, so just take what resonates with you. We're talking about, or your dad rather, right? Do you want to be nurtured by anything or anybody? Is that love for you that does not enlighten you about all of that? At family reunions, getting together, you had all this time to be enlightened about certain things. So let's take it to Cups again. This is water. You in pictures, videos, all of these groups, a group of energies are being enlightened about all of these things. Your picture is everywhere. Your picture is everywhere. Is in a group. This is 10 of Cups. 10 is the end of something. 10 is the end of something. It's the end of something, but it's the beginning of something for you, of loving and accepting yourself enough to say you need to close out the cycle. The rose-colored glasses have been removed from your face. Have been removed from your face. So let me share something with you all that happened this weekend, right? Here's a 10 of Pentacles. Here's a 10 again, 10 of Pentacles. Leaving a legacy, building assets, culmination, retirement, inheritance, right? Right? So part of your legacy moving forward is to enlighten people about what is out here. What is out here. In broad daylight this weekend. Broad daylight. I didn't have to call law enforcement because nothing happened. It didn't get that far. So, you all know I'm in New York, right? So, if you talk to me, that's not a secret. I've met a lot of people. So, so like I said, it was Easter Sunday, right? Easter Sunday. So I go down to the river. I like to, just kind of go out and just like it was beautiful. I don't know where you all were, but it was beautiful out there, and quite a few people. So this guy is just starts talking to me. Just starts, older guy, just starts talking, just starts. I'm like, okay, gosh, here I'm trying to, I'm trying to soak up the water, like, you know what I'm saying, like just view the water, look at the nature scenes and just, mind my business. I'm just trying to mind my business, right? This person just talking, so, but I'm not trying to be rude, and I'm just, having a casual conversation, whatever. But you know how, like, when you just want to just be in receiving mode of just like, especially if you're kind of a nature person, it's I was just like, okay, not being rude, but at the same time just like, just engaging someone in conversation. The person's like, well, there's different parks, and he's kind of pointing at different parks. He's like, oh, where? Okay, over there. He's kind of pointing at this, and he says, oh, are you aware that there's another kind of park? So just says, you should see so and so kind of park. And I was like, oh, really? But right before that, I had walked to another location to grab some lunch, and I sat in my car and had eaten some lunch, and then that's when I walked out and gotten some, just like kind of sort of taking in the scenery and, watching the birds kind of sort of eat. This person was like tossing bread onto the, out. It was kind of tossing bread out, and I, feeding the birds and everything. But there was other people out there too. This again was in broad daylight, and very long. Well, I can't even say it was a very long story because it really wasn't that long. But so the person says, "Oh yeah, you should." First he had suggested, I'm parked right over there. You should come see this park. This because there's a lot of beautiful parks in New York. But he's like, oh, you should go with me to this park. It's an older person, very, like probably like, I think he mentioned he was like in his 70s. So yeah, he mentioned that he was in his 70s. So like not, what would be the word, y'all? Didn't look like somebody who would like a physically like attack or do anything to me. But that is how you have to be very, very careful, right? You have to be very, very careful. So I said, no, I'll follow you. But then I realized I don't even know this person. So I just turned back around, just like went, I just left, right? So my point to you all is be very careful about, energies who are just, just kind of like coming up to you. But imagine this group of energies in this scenario here, people who come up to you and talking to you in this scenario, taking pictures and sending video and pictures back to your loved ones, and this is part of your legacy. They're following you around, taking pictures. See, they're meeting people up at the down on the waterfront, and they just following strange men off and all of this other stuff. Thank God, I have pictures and stuff, and I have a camera of like tracking time, like when I got back home and that kind of stuff and that kind of thing too. And now I also have other tracking devices, all of that stuff where I am. But sort of saying, people are y'all gotta start letting people know kind of like where you are, what's going on, because as strange as things are that you see in the movies, when you love and accept yourself, and not to say that your loved ones don't love and accept yourself. Again, this is not judging anybody. Your definition, your love language may be different, and that's it, and that's all. And so just trying to tie that in, Some people may see it as you judging them, and it may cut them deep, that you don't accept the same things that they accept as love. Okay, so that's it, and that's all. So what I'm seeing here moving forward is you have found your group of energies and a new group of energies of enlightenment. And I'm seeing right here, this is a new legacy for you. And so I do see you closing out cycles, Aquarius, and I see you moving on. Here we have the Hermit card here. A light turned on for you in Hermit mode. Somebody would enter Hermit mode and a light has turned on for you in Hermit mode. So when you're closing out cycles and you're contemplating and you're searching for truth and you're going in for inner guidance and you're getting downloads from source, go back through those times where a light has turned on for you, where people choose to believe things about you that you know are not true. Or you realize, wow, people are actually sending you back into a painful situation and calling it love. That's not your definition of love. That's not something that, enlighten somebody like that. Why keep people in the dark about something? Like, enlighten you. And that's what I'm seeing here in your cards. So hopefully those questions will help you. Here we have Knight of Pentacles. Here we have patience, hard work, travel by land, job offer. You have a job offer coming across your path that's going to help you to be financially independent, Aquarius. You have a job offer coming across your path that's going to help you to be financially independent. The key thing here is really not to harshly judge other people's way of how they love. If you and a family member or you and family members don't love the same, and they're sitting around saying that you're weird or strange, or how come you seem like you always have to have a husband or wife, or always have to be single, or you're too independent, like y'all two opposites, like on the justice card, it's like y'all are so opposite, it almost like it cuts deep with their words. Accept that you all are not the same. In love, close out the cycle and move on. Because those cutting words could cut you, your kids, your grandkids, great grandkids, and you're letting your kids sit up under that mess, and they're going to eventually make a choice to join that team of people to come against you. And that is when it's going to really cut you like a sword. It may not cut you like a sword now, but it'll cut you like a sword then. When all those people come up against you and you're sitting there by yourself, sitting there in hermit mode, when a light finally turns on, then you go, oh my God. Right? So love and accept yourselves. Love and accept yourselves, right? So yeah. So you do have your team of people, that a lot of you all do have a team of people around you right now. Love and accept yourself. Accept the fact, don't despise the fact that if you're an independent energy, but don't despise the fact that other people love and accept the way that they are as well, if you look at it that way. Okay, that's what I'm seeing for you all. That's what I'm saying. Don't let it overwhelm you, right? 3 of Cups. Yeah, so here we have, be grateful. Yeah, be grateful that something is behind you. Just be grateful that something is behind you. Move on. Just be grateful that something is behind you. So here we have 10 of Swords. Yeah. So complete and painful ending, rock bottom, failure, collapse, defeat. Yeah. So when I look at the 10 of Swords here, this is what, because somebody came from that culture of people assuming that you would meet some kind of complete and painful ending, rock bottom, failure, collapse, defeat. You're thriving. You're doing the complete opposite. You're going to have to accept, seriously, that y'all are just that far apart from each other in just the way you love. You're going to have to accept that. Somebody's going to have to accept that somebody has let something get way too out of hand, way too far. It took somebody way too long to figure something out. You had 10 cups. You had a first cup, second, third, fourth, fifth, all the way to 10 cups. That could have been 30, 40, 50, 60 years before somebody figures something out. Right? So, yeah. So, looking at your cards here, like I said, you going into hermit mode. Some of you all will be going into hermit mode for a light to turn on in your mind. But, like I said, I feel like for a lot of you all, that's what the expectation was, for you all to go into like a complete and painful ending, rock bottom, failure, collapse. But the good news is, I'm looking at, here we have 5 of Swords here. Five of Swords here. It is very painful because it's two sides of the swords here. Some people have dealt with, the bullying, the bullying of seeing, and I'll just use the example of like what I saw, like what happened over the weekend, right? There was one part, over the weekend where I said to the person who was like, oh, the park is like right around the, I wasn't familiar with where this particular park was. Like, oh, it's not that far from here, so on and so forth. So like kind of pointing to where the park was. Yeah, I'm not familiar with where the park was. Never made it to the park, obviously. Of course, I came home, right, which my camera clocked it, right? My house camera clocked where, the time and everything, which of course it's recorded, saved, all of that in a safe space. But imagine somebody sending that to my family, like saying, look, she's out here, dropping it like it's hot on the waterfront, doing the absolute most, this and that. When y'all saw the video, y'all got, I think I filmed a video on Sunday and uploaded videos on Sunday. I think I filmed videos on Sunday. Trying to remember because I filmed so many videos for you all, but I think you all had a video to go up. And imagine people being bullied to a point of like, it being so painful, and people being bullied and people being violent towards them in the whole 9 yards, and that being a part of some people's tradition. Somebody saying, see, look, we got pictures, we got videos. That's how some people are. That is literally how some people are. So I need y'all to wake up, Aquarius. I really need you all to wake up. This ain't spaceship time for real. This is how some people's traditions are. When they are trying to break up relationships and break up, when the fact that you all, and I can think of a few other signs that are quite independent. This is some I'm talking to men and women, Aquarius. These are some of your sisters, some of your brothers that are quite independent. These are their families bullying them, and some of y'all don't even know about it. Some of you all have been bullied. Don't even know that people are being bullied. I need y'all to wake up. For real. I need you all to wake up. Some of your parents have been bullied. I need you all to wake up and be supportive. I need you all to wake up and start talking to people and being supportive. That's why some people are in hermit mode, trying to figure it out themselves, thinking like, okay, thinking of like they want to thrive, but then they getting bullied because people tell them, oh, look, and stuff on the dark web. And people are putting stuff on dark web, using body doubles, people who look like your loved ones, not really showing their faces, the story that using technology. Here's a judgment card. Yeah. So this is where here we have the judgment card. This is clarity, awakening, having a reflection, finding out what your purpose is. You found out what your purpose was in hermit mode. I feel like a lot of you all, because you all rule 11th house, and I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to close out I'm gonna close out the video here, Aquarius. Because you all rule 11th house. 11th house is about friendships, community, goals, hopes, wishes, awareness, humanitarianism, technology, and the future. A lot of you all, a light turned on for you all. You shine in dark spaces. So a lot of you all have learned how to create, a life for you all yourselves in hermit mode. A lot of you all have learned how to create a life for you all. A lot of you all have created YouTube pages. Some of you all have written books. I've personally written 3. Right? You don't see it on the table because I don't really promote it out there, but I think I'll start pushing them back out there because they have some good information. So maybe I'll revise the books and put them back out there, but and add some experiences to them. But I think a lot of you all, Aquarius, have a lot of information of some things that you will have gone through legally. You all need to grab your documentation with the original seals of some of those things, put that information out there. Get in front of some things that's going to help some people. Get in front of some things that's going to help some people. So people will know. Some of you all don't even realize that some of you all stalkers have aligned themselves with some of your family members, have even gotten jobs have gotten jobs, may not have gone to law school, but have aligned themselves with law firms to find out how to manipulate systems. You've gone on with your lives, and they've learned how to manipulate systems. They've woven themselves into your families, sitting right at the table with your families. They are part of this group with your family, talking right to your family, trying to get to know you while you're in hermit mode, sitting there kikiing and laughing, judging you while you're in hermit mode. Their light is on. Love and accept yourself. Love and accept yourself. Getting to know you better through your family. Because so I had to add some more time to it. Within the death card is within the judgment card is death. That's what's in the judgment card. They didn't plan for you to come back. They did not plan to come back. They didn't plan for you to come back into that fold. They sitting right at the table talking to your family, listening to all of these stories about you, copying everything that you're doing, everything, while you're in hermit mode, hoping that you would never come out of hermit mode, copying your entire life, looking at all the public files out there. You ever going through a divorce? Who were you married to? Who did you date? Did you ever go through anything? Were you ever afraid to show up in court? Do you have did somebody talk you out of going into stuff? Could you be easily bullied into not going? That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. If you still have all that original stuff, y'all need to put it in book form. You need to put it in book form. Love and accept yourself so you can help somebody. You need to put it in book form. I see financial independence. You need to put it in book form. You need to close out a cycle in love and reclaim yourself. There's only one you. That's why I put a video out, I think it was a couple of years ago, when I said something about your name is going to be great. Like, it's something about you, something big is happening. Something big is happening for you all. And this is what it is. This is what it is. 10 is you're not going back. Somebody is not going back. You're not going back. There's been somebody while you've been in hermit mode has been talking about your ending, Aquarius. A group of people have been sitting around talking about, they've been in the water, like I said, taking pictures. I'm telling y'all, there's something just happened this freaking weekend. This man just started talking to me like he been knowing me forever. Like, I was thinking to myself, like, does this person know me? No. Person doesn't know me. You got some good news coming across your path. When people start walking up to you, just talking to you, like, at first you may think, okay, this person is friendly. So, of course, obviously, they're older person. You may think, okay, you're not going to be rude to an older person. This person could not necessarily be old enough to be my grandfather, but it's like a grandfatherly figure. You think it okay, but I'm telling you, the way that people use children and use older people to start striking up conversation and get you to drop your guard. This was in broad daylight. That is why I tell you all to drink your water, stay hydrated, get your rest, stay hydrated. Yeah, 2 of Pentacles. Balance it out. Healthy work-life balance. Wake up so you can get off the fence and become enlightened about some things. This is the year 9. Ascend higher. Here's the 8 of Pentacles right here. So master your craft, what you're passionate about, high standards, diligence in what you're doing. So we're talking about legacy. We're talking about your legacy. There's some energies who never planned for you to come back. There's some people who, I'm telling you, I'm going to shut this video down after this. There's some people out here who really believe that you don't love and accept yourself when it's really not. Again, they believe you don't really love and accept yourself because you aligned yourself with, I don't know if you all, have loved ones who have talked horribly about you behind your back, and you just keep going around certain people. Somebody says something about you. Somebody could have, like I said, remember, seventh house is about marriage, relationships, partnerships, business contracts, inner desires, and enemies. I don't know if you all have given people so many chances to show you how much they hate you, but yet and still you feel like, well, I'm taking the high road, and it gives people the wrong impression. Like I'm telling y'all, some of y'all have had law enforcement see it right in their face, and right there to help you, had your back 100%, because they saw it, something happen right in their face, what had your back, and had somebody to talk you out of walking through the courtroom doors several times. They was a part of a covenant. But how would other people know that? How would other people know that, Aquarius? Because somebody caught you at such an overwhelming time. You were so overwhelmed. So you better wake up. And these energies, like I said, bully. They're in retaliatory message. Violent, abusive. Somebody was in a violent, abusive relationships. For them, they sneaky, winning at all costs, and that's what they projected onto you. Wake up. Pull out that sword and start cutting people off. Two of Wands. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Men, tell your daughters that. Tell your daughters stop staying in these relationships with this. This young lady put a video on TikTok, and she was saying how when she went somewhere, I'm not gonna say the place, y'all see it somewhere, but she went somewhere and this guy, she went on travel. I don't know if she was with her friends. She probably she was with her friends, because she did mention her. But this guy had put like this little thing around her ankle. They had went on a vacation. Her and her friends went on a vacation. This guy tied this thing around her ankle, and she thought, oh, they was cute. But her friend was like, oh, this is cute. But she didn't think it was so cute. Soon she walked outside, she took it off her ankle. But it was a way of marking her and her friend, right? But again, people find all kinds of ways to traffic people, to kidnap people, to mark people as like, okay, that one over there. Wake up. Emotions are running high. Emotions are running high. Y'all think people being paranoid out here? They not. There's some crazy mess going on. There's some crazy mess going on. You think people are being paranoid? No, they're not. You think people are just rambling and just talking? Nope, they are not. Here we have allowing. Radical acceptance says yes to reality in any given moment, so what's next can come. So what's needed can come next. People will try to use your words against you. They will try to use your words against you. I'm telling y'all, instead of y'all being embarrassed of your past, everybody's not going to know everything, because people are judging you because of your past. Forget that. Who knows everything? Who knows everything? Nobody knows everything. That's how some of your loved ones got caught up in stuff, because they were embarrassed and ashamed. Look, you're not judging loved ones at all. You have nothing but compassion for your loved ones, and that's what you need: love and compassion. So yeah, emotions are running high somewhere. Emotions are running high somewhere. You don't need to be bullied. Nobody deserves to be bullied because they didn't know. Nobody. That is why I'm sharing this with you all. So thank you for tuning in. I appreciate all the likes, shares, subscribes, all of those things. But yeah, waiting for some kind of results, some decisions. We got Two of Wands here. You have a window of opportunity that lies ahead for you all. Yeah, some energies, like I said before, the situation, like I said, that happened this weekend, you don't need to find out what would have happened. I didn't need to find out what would have happened had I followed, really followed somebody to a particular destination. Didn't need to know if there was a park, if there was really a park, if somebody would have jumped out, or somebody would have just, child, I don't know you. Don't know nobody who know you. No. Nope. Nope. Don't know you. But I know how to get in my car and go home. I know how to do that. So yeah, here we have 4 of Knives here. Yeah, right. I know how to go home and turn this camera on and alert you all. I know how to do that. But yeah, so somebody, somebody really wants you to, somebody really wants you to have a nightmare. Somebody really wants you to stop talking. Like somebody really, really wants you all to stop talking, Aquarius. But I'm trying to tell you all, listen, people need to be alerted. People really need to be alerted because there's just too many people out here that are, like I said, these are your sisters, these are your brothers. I'm speaking for men too. Like, if y'all think that men are not out here in abusive relationships, scared to speak up and talk, listen. Yeah. Start praying for people's strength. Start praying. Y'all are really, really strong, but start praying for people's strength. Law enforcement can do but so much, for real. They can only do but so much. But I'm telling y'all, when they got your back and you to start witness and they were there. I'm telling y'all, I'm telling somebody's story. They were there. When they were there and you got somebody right between you walking in the door, coming to you, talking you out of something because you're so overwhelmed, and you turn around, or you were bullied, right? And somebody or source is saying, listen, sometimes it can come back in other ways, Aquarius. Sometimes it can come back in other ways. But you're not the person you used to be. Close out the cycle in love, Aquarius. I need y'all to wake up. I really need y'all to wake up. That's what this reading is about. The number 10 is the end. It's in. Yeah. Judgment is coming down on some energies. Judgment is coming down on a Leo. There's a Leo. There's 2 Leos involved in something. Somebody thought something was all fun and games. There's a Virgo involved with Leo in something, and there's a Leo involved in something. Somebody thought it was all, because Leo rules 5th house. 5th house is about romance, creativity, children, projects, fun, self-expression, hobbies, what makes you feel good. Something made somebody feel good, like it was all fun and games to, quiet somebody, like, hurt somebody, but somehow somebody was sitting. I'm telling y'all, all this ties together. All of this ties together. Somebody from your past, somehow from your past, lied and said that you, Aquarius, was a bully, right? Somebody said that you were a bully. Maybe you spoke your mind. Maybe you spoke your mind. Maybe you said something moving on with your life. Somebody said you were a bully. Just what the 5 of Swords is about. That's why it came out. But it also means people playing mind games too, right? Also means people playing mind games, right? So something happened. Something happened. Check on your loved ones. Check on your loved ones. Find out what's going on. But yeah, judgment is coming down on some energies. But like I said before, I had to really break this down for some of you all in terms of like modern day water, where people have cameras everywhere recording every little thing. There's some energies who are literally watching your every move because you love and accept yourselves, but not in the way they want you to accept their version of love. Not in the way they want you to accept your version of love. They will do everything. They align with every, I'm telling y'all, the groups they're connected with. Eight of Baskets. The groups that these energies are connected with, they're karmic. They're karmic. You got some water signs involved in some stuff too. Wands energy. Let me see something. Yeah. So we started out with water, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We started out with water energies too. Something having to do with the Pisces, water. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, having to do with somebody's child as well. So go back in your mental Rolodex. Something having to do with the Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Something having to do with legal something back in because back in a long time ago. Something having to do, if you have kids, something having to do with your child. You got a judgment coming down on somebody. Something is, but again, we're still in a cycle. We're still in a cycle of you loving and accepting yourself. But somebody is saying that it's coming. Somebody really, this Ten of Swords right here, like somebody is really like for them, they really, really want you to meet some kind of complete and painful ending. It literally looks like a group of people got together and just really want you to just, they don't, I can't say it no clearer. I mean, death, that's what's in the Judgment card. They don't, because the Judgment card is about, it's about like, it rules Scorpio. It's Pluto, but it's the outermost planet, right? And it's your sign is in Pluto is in Aquarius for until March 8th, 2043. So it's going to be there for a long time, and we already talked about that in the previous video. But you're going through a very, very powerful transformation, and there's some energies that don't want this transformation to happen for you. They don't want this transformation to happen for you. So something about you need to get real clear real fast, Aquarius. I don't know what other way to say this. You need to get real clear real fast. Like, get in hermit mode, turn everything off, and listen to those inner voices, you know. And so as you're not overwhelmed, you know, get stronger in your gifts. Get stronger in your gifts. But some energies don't want you pouring out. They don't want you being as creative as you are, because you are very creative. But you're sharing your truth to help people. They don't want you to be as creative, right? They don't want you to create. Yeah. You know a lot of secrets. A lot of secrets. People are getting nervous. Yeah. You get a lot of downloads to your dreams. A lot of downloads to your dreams. And a lot of people believe you. A lot of people believe you. Somebody gets so overwhelmed. In fact, you don't know whether it's the truth or the lie, but it gets people talking. It really gets people talking, because people are like, wait a minute, they having the same dreams. Like, what the heck? They waking up too. Like, okay, they thought they was dreaming. But somehow the structure that you're putting it in is really waking people up, Aquarius. The light that you're shining on stuff is really waking people up. It's really waking people up, Aquarius. Yeah. People know that you are not lying about something. But I'm telling y'all, law enforcement can only do but so much. Y'all gonna have to come out of this, you know, trance. Somebody gonna have to come out of a trance, for real. Because the moon is about to move into Aries. You're going to have a total recall of some things. You need to be somewhere where you can just journal, for real. Sit down and journal. What do you need to release? You need to release some real cold-hearted people. Some real cold-hearted people. That's what you need to release. Some of these people are straight up cold-hearted. They equate somehow meek, you being meek, with being weak. That is not who you are at all. Not at all. Not at all. There's a Pisces and a Leo and a Virgo who feels like it is their job to bring judgment down on you. Here we have trust. So allow me, divine, to give you my deepest longings, trusting you to know exactly how to handle them. And they think it would be a pleasure to bring judgment down on you. They've been sitting around your family for years, and your family's been just sitting there complete. Some of them may be completely clueless with the lies, but all of this, they're part of a group. The other side of Venus is no longer retrograde, but Libra, we had a full pink moon in Libra. But the other side of that is Taurus, right? There's Taurus involved as well, but that's also Taurus Hierophant, right? So they align with the spiritual group. So, you know, any kind of a spiritual group doesn't necessarily have to be a church, mosque, temple. It could be a spiritual organization. They align with the spiritual organization in their mind to bring judgment on you, Aquarius, right? So you need to wake up. You need to wake up. There's the moon card. Yeah. Pisces again, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. So here we have this right here. Two of Wands, right? So this is nine of Wands here. So they created, excuse me, they created something to make sure that somebody's waiting on some kind of results, but they created something to make sure that while you were apart from someone, to make sure that you and someone would not come back. But they're trying to, like I said, they're trying to, yeah, here we have the, yeah, this right here, eight of, they're trying to tie you into some kind of a karmic cycle that they're in. So this is like, yeah, you're not interested in any karmic cycle. You're not interested in being connected to their karma at all. You're not interested in being connected to their karma at all. Yeah. So make a decision. Make a decision. These energies chose to believe a lie. In other words, these energies chose to believe a lie. They want you to be so angry at something because they've been doing something. They have been doing something. These energies, I'm telling y'all, have been recording. They have been doing destiny swapping, Aquarius. They have put y'all pictures, some of you all's pictures, on the dark web. They have been stealing. They've been doing, when I say that's an understatement. The understatement, Aquarius. So, like I said before, wake up and take out the sword and cut energies off. Once you start seeing that their definition of love is different than yours, significantly different, and they are committed to judging you, and they're saying it out of their mouth, they're committed to judging you, then Source is saying, release it. And they're being cold about it. They're being cold about it, ice cold about it. Because you're dealing with some people who are ice cold. And if something runs deep for them, it runs real deep. It needs to run equally as deep for you. Equally as deep for you. Because those seeds have been planted in them for generations. Has been planted for generations for them. When we're talking about judgment card, that's the outermost planet. Generationally, these are deep-seated seeds for them. So this is a Temperance card. So resolve all of this, being oblivious in your spirit. Pull out the sword. Pull out the sword. And just release these energies in love. Release these energies in love. So this is a lengthy video, but I think you all needed to hear it. This lengthy video, I think you all needed to hear it. These energies did not plan for you all to live. They did not plan for you all to live. And they are non-stop. There's a Scorpio involved in something. That's at the helm of something. So Source is saying to you, listen, you got all of this these emotions. You're dealing with a depth of emotions here, Aquarius. Indeed, people are making emotional decisions. They're not thinking logically. Well, that's why you got so much water here. So meaning that they're getting real creative. So your emotional intelligence needs to be top tier. It needs to be top tier when it comes to you and your loved ones. It needs to be top tier. So like the depth of an ocean emotion, right? So that is why I tell you all, listen to water sounds, drink your water, stop being so dehydrated, have a healthy work-life balance, all of that. So like I said, you pour out a lot, Aquarius. People are getting nervous about what you've poured out. I strongly suggest this. All of your legal documentation, since we had a moon in Libra, which is the justice card, with the seals, all of that. Write a book. Write a book. Help somebody as a humanitarian. Help somebody, Aquarius. Help them. Help them. You don't know everything. You didn't know everything. You're not slow. What's there to be ashamed of? You didn't know everything. Some people were born into, families. Help your family. Like, help them to know better. Like, you didn't, make that generational. Help them. Help them to know better. They didn't know better. Somebody shamed and embarrassed them. Help them, men and women. Help them, to know better. So that's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. I'll see you all in the next video. Because some people think you're straight up cold-hearted. And you're really, really not cold-hearted. Like I said before, this is what people have convinced people of. But that is not who you are at all. That is not who you are at all, Aquarius. You have not abandoned anybody. Some of these people, I'm telling you, I can see it right here in the cards. Some of these people, you have told people, hey, look, you're trying to listen. I see what I already see what I see in the cards. I see what I see in the cards. Source is you need to get off the fence. You need to pray about something, Aquarius. You need to take some kind of action, and source is speeding up your prayers. But you are not getting looped into other people's karma at all. You are not getting looped into other people's karma. Judgment is coming down on these energies. It's already started. You need to see it from a higher frequency. It's already started. It's already started. For what they did. They wanted their wishes fulfilled. Trying to hurt you. Trying to hurt you. So you may just be waking up out of a trance because you're trying to take the high road. Listen, come on now. So they had planned on you never coming back for real. That's what all the confusion is about, constantly judging you. You can't keep a man. You can't keep a woman. You way too independent. All of this, you every time I turn around, no matter what you do, it's the wrong thing, Aquarius. I don't know if y'all married, not married, have a partner, whatever. But that was intentional to keep a bunch of confusion around you. Pictures flying everywhere. So some of y'all don't even realize that people, listen, like I said, pay attention. Pay attention. Hopefully this has been helpful. Drop your comments below. Like I said, I'm gonna take it back to the original couple of days a week. I got a lot of exciting things coming up. But looking at your cards here, judgment is coming down on a lot of people. I'm telling y'all, Aquarius, y'all need to wake up. For real. Wake the heck up. It's a lot of stuff going on out here in broad daylight. Bye.